host, Clinton Washington, and your co-host, D'Angelo Gillespie. Let's go.
Hey, welcome to another episode of 2 Cent the Podcast. I am Uncle Clinton. My mama calls me Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hanging out with my homeboy. This is not a podcast about a podcast. This is just us just hanging out.
Not a podcast about a podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, normally we have some type of title. We have some type of something that we're talking about. But you know what? This is just two dudes having a drink.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know how that sound though, but you know what? We gonna take it. We gonna take it the way it is. You know what? We just decided that we're sitting out, having a drink, and we were finishing up a couple of the other podcasts, and we decided to just be organic.
Yeah,
we didn't even check the sound levels on here, right?
We did not, but it's all right, man. I'm sure we're great. I wouldn't worry about it.
All right. Well, you know what? We gonna go for what we know.
Oh, this is supposed to be our. I think we're supposed to be doing a review of our podcast. What are we
Well, you know what? Maybe it's a review, or maybe it's
of the season?
not.
Of the season? Okay, we'll see. We'll see how much of the damn season we talk about, and if we talk about enough of the season, then it'll be a season review, and if not, it'll be two guys with two glasses.
Yeah. Two glasses, something clear and partially dark.
Mine ain't clear. This is a Hennessy.
I like mine with ginger ale.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all good. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, today is
What's today? 30th.
Sunday, August 30th, 2020.
Yeah.
And you just got back in town yesterday.
Yeah, man. Made that trip to D.C. for the March on Washington 2020. Very powerful.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Listen. Explain it.
57 years to the day yesterday, Martin Luther King gave his historic I Have a Dream speech at the Lincoln Memorial or the Washington Memorial, depending on which one you're at. They're right in the same vicinity, right across the lawn from each other. But it was a pivotal time in the civil rights movement. And yesterday, Al Sharpton and Nan, they...
Okay, wait. Nan?
Oh, shit. I've been drinking.
Got to make you get up.
Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do it. We got to say it. Wait. Yes, wait.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Nan,
if you're listening right now, he's Googling.
Nah, it was in my email, man. I'm registered. First of all of y'all should be part of this shit, man.
National.
What was it? Oh, if you know
African.
Oh, you don't know what Nan is?
No.
What? Oh, you guessing?
Yeah, I'm just guessing.
Nan. No, that ain't it. Oh, man, I feel bad, man.
Man, come on. Can you just Google it? Because, people are sitting on the edge of their seats right now going, Nan, what is Nan?
Actually, you know, the funny thing about it is everybody else knows. It's the National Action Network.
Okay, National Action Network.
Yeah.
So, okay.
And it was the Commitment March. And that's why I forgot it, because I knew it was like... Not that it's weird, man. National Action Network, I guess it works. It's Al Sharpton is Reverend Martin Luther King III, and pretty much they put that together.
Okay, so hold on. Now, Martin Luther King,
the third,
Jr. the third.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said that wrong, but y'all get it.
Yeah, I don't know if it needs a junior and a third.
Yeah, but anyway, but Martin Luther King III, he always appears to be a little conservative to me. I mean,
in comparison to what though?
I mean, you know, when I turn around, I see him. You know, he's with the president, co-signing.
I feel like Martin.
You know, President Trump. That's what I'm talking about.
You know the funny thing I believe about that man. I shouldn't say shit like this on here.
No, we got to do it.
I don't believe he believe none of this shit. I don't. Just by listening to him, and I believe that he is a man caught in the shadow of his father, and I believe he believes that he has to have these views, these nonviolent views, these nonpartisan views. I feel like he feels like he has to stand there, but he don't. What he don't know is that he don't have to be that, and he can be his own man, and he can step out. But I don't want to. See, I don't want to make it seem like I'm talking shit about him, because I'm not. The man is his own man, I'm sure, and he's doing great things for his people.
So yeah, you know what? Listen,
I laughed in the middle of that shit.
But you know what? Most of us we have a disagreement with the current president, Mr. 45. So when we see someone from a stellar background like Martin Luther King Jr. the third, I keep saying that wrong, but it's all good. But Martin Luther King the third, when we see him co-signing for the president, who in most people's opinion have been chauvinistic, he has been racist, and when we see the leader, I mean, what are we supposed to think? Is it just optics? Is he just trying to get a seat at the table? Is he pretending to agree?
Pretending to agree. I don't know if he's pretending to agree as much as he's just trying to. A seat at the table might be a good analogy.
Well, why would you have yourself as such a historic modern day march that was, I guess, intent and purposes to be a replica of the Civil Rights March, but
it's to commemorate, yeah,
it was to commemorate. But how can you find yourself shaking hands with a person who has said some very, give me the word here, you're my wordsmith.
Inflammatory.
Okay, inflammatory. That's a little too elementary for me. Give me something a little deeper.
Truculent. Contentious.
Man, this dude makes me sound intelligent.
What you want to say? Yeah, he been saying all that kind of shit.
Disparaging
works. That's disparaging.
I came up with that one on my own.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what? When you listen to 45 and he says the things that he says, and then we have the son of one of the greatest civil rights leaders agreeing with him, it's like, okay, what are we doing here? What's going on?
I don't know if he's agreeing. I feel like he does need a seat at the table. He probably feels like he needs to, you can't just, he probably feels like he can't just come in, tearing a man down and throwing insults from the lawn. That ain't gonna get you no airtime.
Okay, so we keep saying a seat at the table. And this has always been my view. I don't need to sit at your table. I don't need to eat what you're eating.
But you ain't going to get a chance to make no decision.
But you know what? And regardless if I'm sitting at your table, I'm still not going to get a chance to help make any changes because I'm sitting at your table. What I need you to do is I need you to come and sit at my table. I need you to come and see the scraps that's on my plate. I need you to come over here and see that we don't have maid service. We don't have the servers that you have. I need you to come over here and see it real, raw, and without any filter. But see, when I come to your table, it's set up. You know what I'm saying? It's the forks are in the right place. The spoons are in the right place. You have the knives in the right place. You have the champagne glass right next to the drinking water glass. Everything is set up and properly prepared to give a perception that all are included at this table. But you know what? We're not. I need you to come over to my table where we're drinking out of plastic cups.
But that's an idealistic view. I get what you're saying. It sounds good. But there's no real reason to do it.
Why not?
Why do it? Watch this. Check out. If we already inside and we already in the house and we already got the AC and we already got the spread, fuck we care about the field niggas about?
Ooh.
I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, why does it benefit us to bring in the field niggas?
I mean, hey, dude, when you
We
ask
already
a
got
question, do you got to hit below the
I'm
belt,
just
man? Well,
saying.
I thought we were friends.
We already got the AC. We already got the maize. We got the spread. The dough is shut. We see them. They working. I get it. But we already at the table. When you say, well, why not come sit at our table? I mean, we could go outside, but man, there's mosquitoes out there. It's all kind of. It's humid. It's work out there. It's an uncomfortable situation to ask the haves to come sit with the have-nots. I mean, it's idealistic.
Ooh, that's a good point.
It's idealistic, but it's not realistic.
But you know what? I still look at that and I go, you know what? I don't want to be a Kanye West or a Steve Harvey.
What's Steve Harvey do? I don't even know the nigga.
Well, you know what?
What he do?
In the beginning, you know, Steve Harvey showed up at the Trump Towers. He was there for the photo op and all of that good stuff.
First of all, he was trying to what he say? Wait, he was trying to build a bridge. Ain't that what him and the girl from Mary said? They was trying to build a bridge, and
Let me tell you something.
to a lesser extent, I don't agree. I understand. Watch this. If somebody that we know we eventually in life have to fuck with, if they just became the president of whatever situation me and you trying to be a part of, Clint, at some point, man, we gotta fuck with this dude. If we still doing business, if we selling donuts and he the only motherfucker with the sugar, we gotta fuck with him. Okay, now you can keep talking this shit if you want to, but we ain't gonna make no.
I'm not. You know what? I'm sorry, bro. I'm not buying it, and the reason why I'm not buying it is this: every time you bring us to your table, it ends up with a bunch of wasted words, verbal gymnastics.
I agree.
And after these verbal gymnastics, then you bring us down the gold elevator and you sit there and you take a couple pictures and you pretend that we're all friends and we never hear anything back from you. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is that if we're going to play politics and we're going to be real, you know what? If you want my support, I need you to come sit at my table. If you want me and my people,
Okay,
I need you to come sit at my table. I need you to understand that my plates aren't made of crystal.
Ain't you tired of them pandering for the black vote, doing?
But you know what? I think
Because this gonna be called a podcast about nothing and everything.
Okay.
So check this out. People that's the same problem they got with Biden right now. They feel that Joe Biden is pandering to black people. He is goddamn shuffling and jiving. He is goddamn trying to get our attention and let us know that he is with us for our vote. And now, I half agree with this. However, I want Joe Biden to know you don't need to shuffle. You've got it already. You need to stop dancing so that you don't lose it. Because we are already in a situation, you know,
that we want to get out of.
Yes, we are already in a bad situation. You're not a good situation. You're just a different situation. And I know people always say dumb shit like, let's go with the devil we know. Fuck that. I will take a new devil. Now, everybody want to say, well, I don't talk about who I vote for. Fuck that. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm going to say that, and I can say it proudly. Now, do I know that the next president or vice president or Senate or House have my best interest? No.
Okay, wait. Hold on.
I don't know.
Let's slow down. We going around curves and we about to slip off the road. Let me ask you this. Okay. There's the difference between Democrat and Republican.
Mm-hmm.
There's the difference between conservative views versus liberal views.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to vote for Biden,
mm-hmm.
it's obvious you have Democratic or liberal views.
I don't think so.
Ooh. Explain.
I don't think we have to go. You can say Democratic if you want to. I don't think we have to go as far as liberal. People align themselves with Trump, especially people who are about business. They like to align themselves with Trump because they feel like Trump is a businessman. They feel like he will definitely protect you as far as taxes and being sheltered and a lot of things like that. But the truth of the matter is, I don't think you have to have liberal views to vote for Biden. You just got to make sure that and you know what? And honestly, that's where black people get it fucked up, because they look at they looking under that elephant and that donkey, and they goddamn putting everything under that one umbrella, and that's not realistic. That's not realistic, man. I'd be a damn fool to say that everything Democratic encompasses all of my hopes, dreams, and desires, and somehow they've managed to fucking check all of my boxes. That's not true. That ain't fucking true. I see a lot of good in the Republican Party. There are a lot of smart Republicans. People would have you believe that this shit is about Democratic and Republican. It's not, man. And I don't want to vote against Trump simply because he's a Republican. I think he's a bad leader, and he is a poor representation of our country and who we are as a people. This motherfucker is a complete idiot, man. He says things that are inflammatory. He says things that are divisive. Let me tell you something what I appreciate. Even about people like, what is the president who got caught up in Watergate? Nixon. Let me tell you what I appreciate about Nixon. He was full of shit. I appreciated him not going out and saying it. You see what I'm saying? It's one thing to be a fucking idiot. Something else to motherfucking open your mouth and remove all doubt.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Trump, he has no problem being divisive, no problems being inflammatory. Watch this. What would it have hurt you to come out at Ferguson and shit and not say stupid shit like there were good people on both sides? Why would you say that?
Well, not Ferguson, Charleston.
Yes. What? Yeah. Oh shit, my bad. That's when dude drove.
No, you know what?
Shit.
I'm even wrong. Yeah. Charlottesville.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. I thought you said Charlotte. So, why would you go out there and say that? How does that help you?
You know what? Let me.
Just tell me how does it help you?
This is how it helps him. Trump understands that the people who put Trump in the White House were people who were, I'm sorry, folks.
I don't want to say racist. Don't say racist.
No, I'm not going to say racist. I'm going to say biased.
They might be conservative. I don't know if they.
No. So, you know what? I have conservative friends who detest Trump.
Yeah, but
Trump,
that's what I'm saying.
This is the thing. This is what happened from, when did Obama get elected? 2008? Mm-hmm. From 2008 to 2016, this is what happened. If you weren't paying attention, let me let you in on something. What happened was this. When you see the face of the world start to change in front of you, you start to become fearful of what it's going to become. Now, America has always been that place where just the slightest change is going to, I guess, be repercussions. So when Obama was in office, and as most black men, we can't stand fully on being black.
What do you mean?
You're not allowed to just be black. So if Obama had pushed 100% of black issues at any given time, it would have been met with more scrutiny. It would have been met with more pushback.
And it's not smart.
Right. It's not smart. So most black men, even in management in big corporations, black men do not push black agendas. So, and what I mean by that is this. If you have a black man who's a manager and he's managing a person, part of his team, let's say he has a team of five or seven people, and he's managing a black person, he's going to be less likely to recognize that black person because he's worried about what people want to think. They're going to think that he's giving that black person the recognition that they deserve because they're black.
Yep.
So, white America, if you listen to this, listen to me real closely. And I'm going to step out on a limb, and I'll probably get shot as I fall down. We are not trying to push diversity as black people.
What do you mean? You said we're not trying to push for.
So this is the problem with diversity. Let's say, for example, you have a young, charismatic, hardworking, well-educated black person get promoted to a position in a Fortune 100, 500 company.
Mm-hmm.
And this person gets promoted. But that company, because of the pressures that come from society, has become or worked towards being more diverse.
Inclusive.
Diverse or inclusive.
Both of them.
Now, here it is. You have this young black person who is well educated, well capable of doing the job that they've been promoted to do. But now you have a white gentleman who doesn't fall within the 5 protected categories. 1, being black.
This gonna be a lot right here. I don't even know you can say this.
2, being Latino. 3, LBGT. I'm always get it wrong. Is it
Q. You gotta say you got LGBTQ.
Okay. TQ,
Yeah.
right? Being female.
Yeah.
Or in the 5th one, being a veteran.
Oh shit! Is vets one?
Yes, vets are in a protected group also. So you're a white man and you're not gay and you're not a veteran. You don't fall in a protected category.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
Right.
When I really stopped to think about it, like, yeah, you know what? That's probably why they be mad when people start talking about affirmative action and shit like
Exactly.
that. And minority hires and all
And
of that shit.
listen. I'm not saying affirmative action needs to go away. There's a lot of notice how I said a lot of.
I'm gonna say this, and y'all can hate me if y'all want to. I am not necessarily for affirmative action. I am for programs. I am for placements. I am not for anything that slopes a plateau that can eventually where the minority can become the majority, and now we have to do it all over again.
Well, you know what? I felt that same way until there was lawsuits between particular banks, very big, very major banks, who had candidates who were well qualified for the jobs that they were applying for, but those black applicants didn't get any consideration because they were black. And those banks were successfully sued, which means we still need affirmative action because people have gotten beyond themselves and they think that they don't have to be fair.
But was affirmative action? I understand that affirmative action was placed to be fair. What I'm saying is, anything that you put into a system that slopes the playing field eventually topples. Eventually. Now, I'm not saying it will be in our lifetime. All that I'm saying is, I tend to be one who's looking for a lifetime fix or a forever fix versus a temporary solution. And anybody who does not believe that that affirmative action is a temporary solution, they're just kidding themselves.
Okay, so I gotta ask you this then, and ladies and gentlemen, I know we're jumping all over the place.
It's a podcast about nothing and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So if we got rid of affirmative action, how do we stop hiring or small business loan or purchases of home discrimination?
And that's why I said I am for programs. Like the NFL has the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule means that every time a coaching opportunity is available, you must interview a black candidate. Now, are there ways to simply circumvent this shit and still not hire them? Yeah. But by placing it in there, you have no choice but to actually see him, set an interview, and actually interview this man. Now, I tend to believe that the truth is hard to the truth is hard to ignore when it's in your face. If I interview a candidate and he is a worthy candidate, and this is what I mean by the Rooney Rule. The Rooney Rule forces you to actually interview this man. If we interview somebody, Clinton, and we have a business, and he's a good candidate, I really find it hard to believe that us, even if we were white men, to simply just say we are going to hire a less qualified man simply because he's white.
You know what? So I've argued with a friend of mine, and I told her, she said, we're systematically programmed to believe that white people aren't capable of creating ways to keep us behind. And I would constantly argue with her and say, no, I have enough common sense myself to not go out and sell drugs.
Yeah.
I have enough common sense myself to not go out and use drugs, except for alcohol.
But is it because of the present situations we are in? Or
well, you know what?
You know
No,
what I mean?
so when we had these conversations, it was based on historical periods of time when we were our communities were overly saturated with crack cocaine. And I would always argue that we are not so dumb or unintelligent that we couldn't see that coming. That drug use and abuse is a choice.
I don't know, man. We playing Monday morning quarterback though here. Right now, look at we are past the epidemic, looking back at the 80s, saying y'all didn't have to do it. Now, well I am. You're a little older than me, so you can say,
Hey man,
well,
we're not gonna talk about no age shit,
I only say that to say you lived through it, so you can be like, no, you might have not had a chance to get into it, but you probably made the conscious decision not to fuck with it. Whereas me, I could say I probably missed it. You see what I'm saying? So now, like, we playing Monday morning quarterback because you saying, well, I chose not to get into drugs. Did you? Did you choose? Or, well, I would more believe you chose versus if I told people, well, you know, I ain't get into all that shit. You just be like, nigga, shit, where were you in the 80s? And then I say, I was in fucking elementary school. Then you'd be like, well, motherfucker, how deep could you have gotten?
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? But, okay.
I think for that time.
We're talking about you.
Right.
So, did you choose?
So, I was the most successful, unsuccessful drug dealer probably ever. And this is why. I had some of the best examples of drug dealers in my neighborhood. Because I haven't talked to my lawyers, I won't name names and name drop. And these guys are out there. They're doing movies about, you know, what they've done.
That's still name dropping. Well, not really.
Not really.
Let's move
And
on.
you know, some of these guys have been out there and they're like top notch in the communities. They're top notch in the entertainment community right now, because of who they used to be. I should call him homeboy right now. He'll get a kick out of this. But one of my homeboys is really, really, really building up the community. Putting a lot of money behind building up. If you guys don't know, part of my life, I was raised in Compton. And I got one of my homeboys out there right now. I mean, he's putting some ducats into the city, trying to build it up and trying to give back what he says he took from the community. So, okay, I said all of that to say this. Listen. Back in the day, I had the opportunity to be the most successful, unsuccessful drug dealer there was. And my mother just kept a thumb on me.
Yeah.
I had a certain amount of time. I had from about 6:30 in the morning to 4:30 in the evening to sell as much drugs as possible.
What?
Because my
That's
mother
what she
worked.
down?
My mother worked. So she would be on the bus stop heading to work, 6:30 in the morning and wouldn't get home till about 4:30 in the evening, sometime even later.
All right.
But I knew 4:30 was safe.
Okay.
The problem was this: crackheads come out when she's at home, and my mother was the type that I'd be like, "Mom, can I go outside?" Yeah, in the yard.
Oh,
How
man.
much dope you go hustle in the yard?
Not much. Not much.
Not much, especially my mother. You know, if you was raised or grew up in anywhere near California, we had what we call wrought iron doors, and these were bar doors with screens where she can look out, but you really couldn't see in. And she would sit there in that door and make sure I was in this little tiny yard. Now I got over it a little bit. I was able to do some things. I don't know if the statute of limitations are passed, so I won't go into detail. But I was able to do some things. A lot of things I wasn't able to do because Mama didn't play that. Mama was like, you not going around a corner. You not going 2 houses over. You go stay in that yard. And believe me, I tried. But that's why I say I was the most successful, unsuccessful drug dealer on my block.
Man, this podcast is everywhere.
Hey, you know what? In this thing, so you know what? Let's take people back because I know they're sitting up there going, hold on, let's
We're
finish.
30 minutes into the podcast about nothing and everything. We don't talked about what have we talked? We've talked about politics.
We talked about 45 and a possible 40. Who will be 46?
Man, this man cannot be 46. You know, well, okay. If I'm just judging by what I saw in D.C. yesterday, he cannot be 46.
You know what? This is the thing that I worry about. So, you know, I was looking at a poll on CNN, MSNBC, a lot of other places, and this guy could win.
Okay. I'll entertain it. He can win if and I want to tell people this. Stop worrying about mailboxes being taken. Stop worrying about fucking mailing in your ballot. Unless you are unable to walk, unable to get out of your bed, bedridden, why don't you remove all doubt and simply show your ass up at the polls? At this point, it's necessary. At this point, and that's what I was looking at yesterday. So Al Sharpton is up there, man, and he's telling everybody.
He's up where?
So I was at DC. I was in DC yesterday at the march. So at the March on Washington 2020, Al Sharpton is telling us all that we have to remain vigilant, that we are not just out here in the sun trying to socially distance in the middle of a pandemic for nothing, that it is imperative that we do the work, that we show up at the polls. I mean, they are giving out things that let you check your voter registration status. Like, they are trying to remove every obstacle for people to vote. You know what I'm saying? So, and honestly, man, if all them people can be out there yesterday and people can still get to where they going, let everybody tell that everybody ready to go back out. Everybody ready to go back to the club. Everybody is out here trying to do extra shit. So I feel like if you can do all of that shit, you can go vote. Now, what we should discuss is this shit about Kamala Harris.
Wait. Hold on. Before we get to Kamala, so I got to touch on something. So you said we need to get out there and vote, get to the polls. So
that's what the message was yesterday. The message yesterday was vote and vote all the way down. That was the message. Do the work was the resounding battle cry, if you will. Yesterday was do the work. Like, we cannot just show up in Washington, come out there, do these protests all over the world, and then November 3rd we fucking at the house hoping that somebody else will save our next 4 years. That was the call yesterday. The call was make sure that this is simply the notification for you. It is not the end, that there's still work to do. So
right.
What that was like the whole message to the 2020 March on Washington was do the work. So that's what I took away from it, and that's what most of the speakers continue to put in our head, to do the work.
So should we, now you kind of said this, but should we be concerned or care about mail-in ballots?
I don't think so. my homegirl was up there with me. Kanisha was up there. She works for the post office, and she's like, she was just telling me,
Man,
that,
you just threw her out there.
oh, Kanisha don't give a damn. But she was telling me, she was like, everybody worried about these mail-in votes, and pretty much they are taking up mailboxes. I thought that shit was a lie. She was like, no, they are. But my thing is this. She was like, whatever happened to just taking your ass to the poll? Like, it is COVID, man. But it's like, if you can put on your mask and go to the damn grocery store, you can put on your mask and go vote. It like voting it's essential. I mean, people have died for this shit.
So are conservatives correct? Take your ass to the polls. Forget about this mail-in ballot.
I'll bet the conservatives will be at the fucking goddamn polls.
All right. I mean, there you got it. I mean, that's.
I'll bet they are not interested in leaving this shit to chance. Do you know what's so crazy? I truly believe that black people left the shit up to chance last time. I believe.
Yeah, I can agree.
Believe, man, listen. When I found out Donald Trump was running for president, it was a joke. It was a meme.
Mm-hmm.
This shit was not even real to me. I'm serious. I'm not. Think about all the shit that happened when Obama was running. Think about all the fucking Diddy vote or die, the fucking all of the goddamn fucking slogans and all the damn celebrities behind them and all this shit. It was a major push for our first black president. It had to happen. You had to be there. Everybody was fucking taking pictures at the goddamn polls because you wanted to let everybody know that you was a fucking a part of making this shit happen. Meanwhile, 8 years later, it's coming up on Trump. We just assume that Donald. I'll tell you what. This shit was as comical as me running for president. Ain't everybody gonna be like, man, D'Angelo ain't finna fucking win, man. We don't even have to show up because it's enough responsible people out there who not gonna let this nigga in the White House.
Right.
So we don't even have to show up. If somebody said, hey man, you know Kanye running for president. There's no reason for us to run out and vote against Kanye. Because in our minds, what we thinking is, man, listen, ain't no one here. These white folks gonna let Kanye win.
True.
We can just stay home on this one. We can mail this shit in. This is fine. But see, enough black people decided that shit 4 years ago. And
look what we got.
Exactly. And that is why all of this shit about you can't take it for granted no more. Man, the United States is the laughing stock of the fucking world.
I agree. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we're saying is, regardless of your situation, regardless of what you have to do, go vote.
Yeah, you have to.
Go vote.
Yep.
Go vote for 45 or 46 is your choice. We don't really care. We don't discriminate. We don't judge.
Yep.
Go vote for whoever you choose to vote for.
Just be there.
Just understand that because they're removing mailboxes, it just means you need to work harder.
Yeah.
That means you got to work harder. It means it's not going to be easy for you. But I tell you what,
listen.
you can sit your ass down in that townhouse or your little flat farmhouse or your little whatever bedroom apartment and think somebody go do it for you, and you'll find yourself in a catch-22. Get up, go vote for whoever you choose to vote for. But now let's I want to back up for a minute.
I just want to say real quick, man. Listen, just to add on that, man. People died to vote. They died.
I don't think people really understand
people
the dying
died
to vote.
I you know what? And this shit is so fucked up because I cannot remember these guys' name. It was 2 white guys and a black guy, and the KKK kidnapped them and killed them.
Buried them.
Yeah, and they were registering people to fucking vote. I want to say it was Mississippi, but I do not want to put that shit on y'all state without knowing 100%. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I would not be surprised if it was y'all.
Yeah.
But I can't. Yeah, you know what? Next podcast, I will know these names. But people don't understand, man. People died for this right to vote, and people take this shit very cavalier. Like, oh man, you know, it's whatever, man. It'll be what it's gonna be. And I hate especially when black people say stupid shit like my vote don't count, or man, it really don't matter who it is. The fuck are you talking about? And I'm gonna be honest with you. The people who, and people don't like when I say this shit online, if you do not vote, I would personally, and I'm just gonna speak for me, I ain't speaking for Clinton, nobody else. I personally like for you to shut the fuck up for the next 4 years. I do not want to hear you complain about anything because you are clearly fine with everything. Regardless of what happens in this country, regardless of how anything happens, you are fine with it because you play no part in making any decision. That's like going to goddamn McDonald's and they give you a goddamn egg McMuffin and you talking about you don't eat eggs. I do not care. You did not give a fuck. You did not order.
Make you eat eggs.
Yeah.
You got to eat the eggs.
Eat the egg. Please eat the goddamn eggs because you like it. You must like it. You have to like it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, listen, we're not trying to attack anyone. We don't want you to feel bad. We don't want you to unsubscribe. We just want to be real with you.
Yeah.
This is everything about nothing.
Yeah, podcast about nothing and everything.
Yeah, and the thing that it's about is you get out there exercising your right to vote. And what it isn't about is you putting your right to vote over in a corner somewhere and ignoring it until you figure you got time to deal with it. I'm telling you.
Until it matter to you.
Right. Right now, one of the biggest things that we need to do, it's not about getting 45 out of office. That really doesn't matter. Look at your local folks.
Yeah. Vote all the way down.
Look at these folks. Get out there. Some of these people have open town hall meetings. They're online on Zoom, and we just zone out, and we're watching reruns of Martin instead of getting out there and listening to these folks. Being a Black-owned business owner, I get, a lot of white politicians reach out to us. Reach back out. Ask them some questions. What are you going to do? What's your plan for our communities? Because if you don't ask about the community, nobody else is going to care. If you decide that you're going to have compassion for the community, you want to see a change in the community, and time passes by, don't stop pushing for the community. It needs you. It wants you. It doesn't matter if you're conservative, Democrat, Republican. None of that matters. Your liberal way of thinking doesn't matter. I want you guys to just think about right now, when you drive through downtown Portland, is it thriving? Is it surviving? Are we on the path of becoming a Detroit where we don't recover from the riots? Are we asking the questions? The people who are out there representing us, are they ready for conversation?
No, I don't even mind them doing all that. I mind. You're fine. I tell you what. You want to protest. But I'm gonna tell you my biggest problem with that. Do you know who Denny Doyle is, Ted Wheeler, and Kate Brown are? Because if you don't know that shit, then I don't want you down there. Because you can protest all fucking day, but if you ain't ready to have a conversation, like you said, after the protest, let me tell y'all something. Kate Brown is the governor of Oregon. Ted Wheeler is the mayor of Portland. Denny Doyle is the mayor of Beaverton. And I only add Beaverton and Mr. Doyle in there because, that's where I live. Vote all the way down. Vote all the way down. That way, when you start bitching, you can know if you played a part in it or not.
One of my biggest things. So last weekend, I think I told you this. I took my son downtown Portland, and it was in the middle of the day, and I wanted him to understand what it was to be an advocate. And I told him that said, one day you're going to be an advocate, either for yourself, for your community, for your family, for an individual. It can be animals or whatever. And you have to make a determination of how far you're willing to go with your advocacy. And I told him, I said, look at all of these people. They're white with Black Lives Matters logos, stickers, or what have you.
Beautiful thing.
You have to ask yourself, is this the route that you're going? Is there a better route? Have you thought about what you can do to be different in order to push our cause? And as we was leaving from downtown Portland, there was I think it was 3 or 4 young white females, and they was full from the neck to the shoes in battle gear. And I pointed out to my son, I said, look at these girls right here. Is that what they need? Is that what this county needs? Is that what this country needs? And I said, if they walk away right now and they decide that, you know what, this is no longer the cause that they want to fight, then what? And I was trying to tell him that you're going to have to be an advocate, and being an advocate is not stopping when it's just convenient for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you get out there and you decide whoever you're voting for, it doesn't matter, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal, independent, libertarian, it doesn't matter. Just get out there and go vote because you think or you have done your research to determine that this person is good for your community.
Yep. Be counted.
Your voice matters, and your vote matters. Man, this is goddamn Ciroc in this cup right here, just making me speak all over the place. But anyway,
we got a little bit of time. Hold on, I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
How you feel about Kamala, man?
Who?
Kamala.
This, know what?
Our Democratic Vice President representative.
Man, I'm about to lose a lot of friends, and I'm gonna miss y'all. Okay, not really, but yeah.
How you feel about her?
You know what? Listen, we keep pretending that we want the black community to be full of crime. That if we turn around and we call the police on Tyrone and little JoJo and Pookie and them, we're some kind of snitch.
Oh, Lord.
Let me tell you something. I've heard the conspiracies, but then I researched the truth. If Kamala Harris is going out of her way to convict criminals, and they're getting the time that the law said they should get, why are we mad at her? Because you know what? My mother is a 71-year-old woman, and she doesn't have time to play with your nephew when he decides he now wants to be a gangbanger. My mom is still in the middle of the hood. There's crime, violence, drugs, and all of that stuff. So when you have a district attorney that's fighting crime, I'm with it. Now, yes, I've heard the conspiracies that, this person was locked up unjustly or whatever. And you know what? I always look at the law like this. The law is the difference between your lawyer being better than the other guys or being better than the state's lawyer. If she can argue a point or her office can argue a point and you get convicted of a crime that you committed, I'm sorry, you're going to jail. And I'm quite sure people can educate me to think differently. But you know what? If you got convicted of a crime and you got 5 years, we'll play games in 5 years. We can play the Xbox in 5 years after you get out. But you're going to do that time. You've torn down the community. We are sick and tired of every time we're pleading and begging for politicians or whomever to take us serious, and then 46 people get shot in Chicago. And we can't argue the point. And we act like a prosecutor in a place like Chicago or a place like San Francisco is not supposed to do their job. We don't want crime in our neighborhoods. Yeah. We don't want crime in our neighborhoods. So why are we sitting up here trying to criticize a woman, especially a black woman, for fighting crime in our neighborhood? I'm sorry. I got homeboys that went to jail. I got some of my homeboys that every couple of weeks I'm still peeling off money to put on their books or buying them the packages. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. But that does not remove them from the responsibility of their actions. Homie, I'm here for you. I'm going to help you out. We ride or die. We went down since high school, elementary school, middle school. So I'm going to make sure your time that you locked up is as easy as possible. But you know what? I'm glad you there.
Oh, you can't say you're glad.
I'm glad you there.
Wait. I don't know. You sure you want to say you're glad?
Man, you know what? I'm going to be like this.
When you say
and
glad,
they can call me.
When you say glad, you mean criminals.
Let me tell you something, man.
Criminals are. I just don't want you on this podcast saying.
Man, listen.
Glad.
You know what?
I don't think you mean that when you say you are glad.
No. You know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna say I'm glad. I am really glad.
How the fuck would you double down on that bullshit?
Yeah, I'm glad, and this is the reason why. Growing up in Compton, I've watched kids, and when I say watched, I'm not playing. I watched kids from the age of 2 years old to 6 years old get hit with stray bullets. We can't think that's okay in our communities. This is ours. And I'm sick and tired of conservative people being able to point out our lack of holding us accountable. Yes, there's been so many of us that have been shot down and killed in so-called, being unarmed or whatever. I'm not saying anything about that. What I'm talking about is, y'all know who you are.
Okay.
You want to gangbang. You want to sell drugs. You want to do all the illegal things in our community.
Hey guys.
Hey, no. I'm gonna take this.
I'm not saying that people should be held accountable. I just
listen, man. Listen.
I don't want to celebrate another black man's downfall. So.
You know what? I'm not celebrating a black man's downfall. I'm celebrating
a criminal being caught.
I'm celebrating a criminal being caught. Thank you.
I've been a criminal at one time.
You know what? And I'm not saying that you can't be reformed. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, if you decide that you're going to go and be a criminal, then please accept the responsibility of your actions.
Now, I do believe in that. I do believe if you want to be a gangster, you need to accept all consequences of being gangsters.
Because you know what, man, it's hard. I mean, I've said this before. If you've been on my Facebook page, I argue with conservatives day in, day out, trying to educate them. But it's hard to educate them when we've done the crimes that they're trying to convict us of.
Yeah.
It's hard because I fight with these people, and I'm trying to tell them that, you know what, we as black people, we deserve this or we deserve that. And then turn around, Tyrone done ran up in the bank.
I want to give a little background story to Kamala Harris for those who don't know. And, I'm going to lightly touch on the controversy, even though I don't think it's a controversy. I want to say that clearly that I do not believe it's a controversy. I believe that if I go to work every day and my job is to pave the sidewalk and I pave the sidewalk, I feel like that I did my job. Kamala Harris, she started off as a DA in San Francisco. I want to get the dates right. Let me see. She was DA from 2004 to 2011. Then I did know this Attorney General in California from 2011 to 2017, in the Senate from 2011 to 2017. The reason why some people have a problem with Miss Harris is they believe that once she was the DA, she put people in jail, and she wasn't interested too much in letting them out. Now, I think anybody wants to do their jobs well. Now, it has been said, I don't know this woman, and I don't know the people she was up against, so I can't say 100% she did. Allegedly, Ms. Harris did not let evidence through that would have lightened the sentence for some of these people that she incarcerated. Now,
Okay, so whoa.
yeah,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
When you say she didn't let evidence through, this is my problem with that.
There was evidence that came forth after the case that could have been viewed, and it could have allowed these men to possibly have be retried, have lighter sentences.
Okay, that would be up to their lawyers.
Absolutely, but she was the DA. First of all, she was a DA, and then but it still has to go through her because she's the prosecutor. She can agree to hear these things, and she can also stall them.
Right.
So she could have heard them, and she could have viewed these things and possibly let these men, have their days in court, or she could have been seen as tough on crime in California, like she was, and move on to the fucking Senate, like she did. Now, people got a problem with how she ran it when she was damn DA of goddamn California. It's part of it. I feel like personally it's part of it. I wouldn't have. I don't know if I would have. I don't think it's an indictment against your people though. They act like that shit is an indictment against. She was district attorney of San Francisco, and then she was attorney general. She was AG of California. So once she became AG of California, she got all the power. She's stopping all of this shit. She has the opportunity to see and allow whatever she wants to. A lot of people have a problem with her not seeing shit and allowing shit, and they feel like, now my whole thing, I don't like the way they try to paint her as she giving brothers extra time. She didn't give you no more time. She just didn't give you no lighter time. She just didn't help you out.
Well, you know what? My argument on her behalf is, did you do the crime?
I can see that point.
Did you do the crime? You can't sit here and think, oh, well, yes, I did the crime, but no, I should get less than 10 years.
Maybe I wouldn't have shoot her.
I've seen so many cats who have killed their significant others.
Oh, no.
And when I say seen, I'm not exaggerating. But, it's like...
Two Center Podcast reserves the right to tell you that we are not into the abuse or domestic violence of any woman or man. And
Exactly.
we just want to say that. And go ahead, Clint. What's going on with your story?
I'm sick and tired of cats who commit crimes and then they turn around and go, oh, she a sellout. What did she sell out?
Because she called the cops?
No, it's like because she prosecuted these people.
Oh, man, fuck.
We do not want violence and crime in our neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck that ever became a stigma with the black community that we were cool with that.
Exactly. Man, listen, we done been all over the place.
We have been all right, hold on, man. We should take a good 7 minutes and make this into a podcast about something. Okay. We talked about voting. Man, we ain't talked about this. Can't be the motherfucking wrap up. We ain't talk about none of the other fucking podcasts.
Well, you know what?
Unless you want to talk, you want to take 10 minutes to talk about 10 podcasts.
I'm not taking 10 minutes because I'm about to catch an Uber home.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm leaving my truck here. But you know what? Hey, listen.
Okay.
If you have been listening to us, when did we start? April, May, June?
I don't know. We just passed 2 months. I counted it down on that. We was 2 months to the goddamn day when we had, maybe we was like 1,022 downloads.
So you know what? We've
What,
been
2 months?
doing this little
A
thing
long
for a
60
little
days,
while,
yeah.
and
Almost 3
no,
months.
we're not going to. We're not going to stop. This is really fun for us. It's relaxing and it's also educational. If you haven't listened to some of the females that have been on here, we've learned about misogyny,
Yeah, we did misogyny. Oh,
You
we
know.
talked about dating in Portland.
dating in Portland. We also talked to my man Adrian Wright.
We did talk about Adrian Wright
Man.
in Black Portland and the group he has here in Portland, Oregon.
Man, that dude is like busy all around the city.
We plan on working. We doing work. We doing work out here. Oh, we talked about. We did what did you call it? You call it a conversation with a conservative and an Antifa supporter with Bart and Micah. We did that, and what was the fucking episode after that?
After which one?
Bart and Micah conversation. With
Then we went into women in business.
yeah, Nisi and Zaza. Nisi
Niecy and Zaza. Then we had the one with Davita.
Yep, at Rich's Ornament
Yeah.
Beauty Supply. I want to make sure I say a few things about these people. At least give they shout outs. Nisi is over Twerking Fab. You can find Zaza. She DJs at Spare Room, and you can also find her at OV1's Barbershop in what the fuck is that? Wait, it's not Hillsborough.
I
What
think
is
it's
it?
Hillsborough.
Beaverton?
But you know what? Speaking about OV1, so
We can't go that far. We gotta finish. Okay, just remember.
I got to go out there. I got to go out there.
Just remember, we at DeVita right now.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
So, we're going to be filming our next podcast at OV1. And fellas, we need you to support.
By the time this come out, we'll probably have already done that.
No, because
You
this
think
one
so?
comes out next week, right? Or is it the week after?
I don't know.
It's so many. But listen, when you guys are listening to this podcast on September 17th, we're going to be at OV1 Barbershop, and we are going to be talking about mental health. Now, ladies,
men's mental
this
health.
is going to be men's mental health. We are going to finally get your brothers, your uncles, your whomever,
Fathers and brothers.
get them out of the closet where they can start talking about their mental health. So encourage them to be kicking it with us and subscribe and do all of that good stuff.
We should have them pull up. We should have men pull up
we
to the
can.
barbershop.
We can,
We can try.
because we want an audience for this one. We want a pretty much our podcast to go live, and we want an audience for you guys to come in and really dig deep down inside it and ask the questions that you want to know.
I think that'll be good, man. We get some men, and we have some real barbershop talk, man, and some real talk, some real shit. That'll be. I feel like that'll be good. It'll be good for everybody. For us
Cool.
and them.
Hey, this has been another episode of 2 Cent the Podcast with your host Uncle Clint and my co-host D'Angelo Gillespie out here single in these streets.
Still undefeated.
We're sipping on some drinks, and man, what time is it?
Ain't too late, man. It's just it's almost 1.
It's almost 1 a.m. on what's today's date?
It is August 31st, Monday.
Man, it's August 31st. Hey, you know what? We're going to get off this thing because we know the first of the month is coming up, and you guys got some very exciting things to do.
Like pay rent.
Mortgage, pay mortgage,
insurance, all of it.
Pay that child support.
Oh Lord, is that when that shit come out?
Dude, let me tell you, when I went through a divorce, the judge told me I had to pay my ex spousal and child support every 1st and 15th of the month. I thought that was the most insulting thing because those are county check days.
Why they split it up?
Listen,
Actually, that might work
as
out
much
better,
as he had me paying, thank God he split it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that might have worked out better for you.
Man, that in bankruptcy.
Oh, no.
Dude, boy, it was horrible. We can have another show about that one.
Well, I've never been married or bankrupt, so I guess that's fine. I'll be here. I don't know if I'll have much to add.
Mr. Single out here in the streets. Ladies and gentlemen, we
Keeping
have
everything I
talked
got
about
to myself.
everything and nothing.
The podcast about everything and nothing.
And we appreciate you guys tuning in. And if you have any questions about the things that we talked about, or you want to go back and forth with us on a debate.
Yeah, we winded down season 1, people.
Yeah, we coming to a close. Anyway, if any of the things that we talked about, it sparked a question or just got you curious, hit us up. Send us something to our email account, because we very rarely use our email account. We got to start using it now.
2centthepodcast@gmail.com.
And that is the number 2, CENT, the podcast.com.
Yeah, at gmail.com.
You know, ladies, you want to send me some sexy pictures, that's okay too. Don't tell my wife that, though.
Please don't send this nigga nothing.
Hey, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to us as we have fun, we drink, and talk about the things that concern and bother us.
Yep.
That's our 2 cents. Peace.
This has been 2 Cents, the podcast, hosted by Clinton Washington, with co-host D'Angelo Gillespie, brought to you by Underway Entertainment and Pound the Pavement Productions. Thanks for listening.